Hello everyone and welcome to I'll Be Sewing. My name is Gina. So this video this week we're going to start with telling you the names of the winners from the video that was made 2 weeks ago from Scrap Therapy. So we made this with the interfacing with lines for Scrap Therapy. So we're going to put the names up for the winners. We're also going to be sending a comment under the comment that you made on that video. And then we're going to give about 2 weeks for you, if you are one of the winners, to send us your address, or you can send us that address through Facebook. You can send us a message from our page, I'll Be Sewing, and you can go to the website illbesewing.ca and send us a message through there with your information. So the names are going to be on the screen. So just if you see your name, don't forget, you have about 2 weeks to send us that information. Now we're going to start for the video this week. For this week, I decided to do one of those folding bags again, because we've done one more for groceries. And this one we're going to do something that you can use as a beach bag, or if you go to the mall, because now everyone is trying to get rid of plastic bags. So eventually, especially here in Canada, the goal is by the end of this year, that's what I hear, that no one should be giving plastic bags anymore. So you're always going to need something to have in your purse when you go shopping, so you can say no to that plastic bag. And the bag that we're going to making is something like this. So you see, it's a fairly big bag, and I'm going to show how it works, and closes into something like this. I'm going to try to give you two versions of this bag. This one here that you see here actually has two fabrics, and this one here only has one fabric. This one closes the same way. Is the only thing, this is a little bulkier because it has two fabrics, and this one was done with a batik, so it folds a little flatter. So I'm going to show you both ways, how to do it both ways. I'm also showing you here how we open and close this bag. So in this case here, it's open and I have some stuff in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and open here, and I'm gonna take everything off. And before I close it and show you how it works, you can also use this one on this side. You can turn it to this side. It's completely reversible. This is the same idea as those makeup bags that we've made before, that we fold in the corners. So this is exactly that same idea, that folding idea on the sides to create this look. So, and if you're using it this side, you see this is what it looks like on the side of your bag. So it gives you a nice look too. So, and then to close it, I'm going to take everything off again, whatever I have in here, and I literally just pull like this. You see, when you pull from both sides, and you have your handles there, and you bring this other end where you have the piece here, you bring this other end up to the middle, okay, and then you fold this part again, and then we have a snap here. See, that snap stays up, this goes around, and you go here and close it. Okay, so and you have it. You see the difference, one fabric, two fabrics, there's a bit of a difference in the bulk. So, and this one turns out to be less expensive because you're using one fabric versus two fabric. That's exactly the same thing. You would put your stuff in here, and you go here with this piece that we close so it doesn't stay on the way. You go around the handles, make a loop, and snap it here on the other snap. So you have a little loop like that, and just adds as a little kind of decoration on the side. If you see, it looks like that. Again, you can turn it to the other side. As a batik, you already know that both sides of the fabric are going to be very similar color wise. Okay, other options and materials, I think you could do with nylon if you'd like, will be quite small too. So it's just other options of the fabric. So I'm gonna put these to the side here, and we're gonna start with some materials. And I think we should start with the one that has two fabrics. So we're gonna start with the one that has two fabrics, and I have right here. And what I have here is two handles. So, and I have 32 inches by 4 inches wide, 4.5, sorry, this is 4.5 wide and 32 inches long. And what I did, I put a piece of SF101 interfacing in the middle to make the strap a little stronger. And then you fold in half, like we've done this in tons of bags. You fold in half, fold to the middle, and then fold again. And then we're going to be sewing in both ends. So we're going to need 2 of those. We're going to be needing that piece that's to close our bag to go around with the snap. So, and it's the same thing. This is 4.5 inches, the same idea, fold in half, and you do it that way. To finish one end, what we're going to do is we're going to sew it like this first, one end. I'm going to show you. You're going to sew that first. And then you're going to fold it in like that, and then fold in and fold in, and so your end is already finished. Okay, right now this part here looks bulky is because I have the pins, but this folds in flat, then you sew both ends. So both sides. All right, so that's for that. And we're gonna need 2 pieces. These 2 pieces here is about 2 inches wide, is for her binding, 2 by 8, so we need 2 pieces there. And then we need the fabric. The fabric that I have here is this fabric here just came in actually. It's from Three Wishes, and it's called Sassy Animals. It's a really cute print. Has several fabrics on this line. Has even these little squares like this. We had little sayings. What the fox? Are you kidding me? It has really cute little squares. It has a bigger panel also that has these in bigger panels that you can do maybe in the front of a bag. This one would be really perfect for little makeup bags, all these little cute squares. And the panel actually has quite a bit of these squares, so you could do quite a bit. The link for these fabrics will be on the description of the video, and I will try to also add the dimensions, the pieces that you're going to need to cut in the description if you miss it from here. So what I have here fabric wise, so we have these 2 fabrics, one for the lining, one for the outside, or you know, because it's reversible, it doesn't really matter, you could have picked another print. So I have here, so you're going to cut a yard of fabric, and that yard of fabric, it's on the fold. So this works better with fabrics that don't have a direction, because so it will give you less work. If it has a direction, you definitely, on the fold of your fabric, you're going to have to cut that off and change the direction of the fabric, the middle of the fabric. So I have, it was from your yard of fabric, so you're going to need, in this case here for this bag, you're going to need 2 yards of fabric plus pieces for your straps and binding. In here I have, like I said what the fabric is, and now we're going to do a cutting measurements. So from your yard of fabric, you're going to be cutting, this is 25 inches of fabric, so 25 inches from here to here, and your fabric was folded in half on the bolt, and this way, when you open your fabric, you should have a piece of 38 inches. Alright, so you should have 38 inches long. Okay, so from that 38, so you're going to need 2 pieces, 25 inches by 38. That's the pieces you need for the bag. Then what I want you to do in one of the fabrics, I'll get a ruler. We're gonna go 2.5 inches down, and we're gonna do a line. Okay, in both of the 25 inches side. So the 25 inches side, we're gonna do 2.5 inches down. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna do from each edge of the fabric, you're gonna go 8 inches in. Okay, actually we're gonna do, because for seam allowance, we're gonna go 8.5 inches in. Okay, 8.5 inches in, and you're gonna do the same to the other side. So 8.5 inches in from that long, from the edge of your fabric, 8.5. And we're gonna do the same to this side. Okay, so now you're gonna get your other fabric, the same measurement. So that's gonna be 25 by 38. And you're gonna put the 25 together like that, right sides together. This is a big piece, so it's a little harder to keep it in the camera, so you guys can see it. I think you get the idea. You're gonna put them together. Okay, and you're gonna go ahead and put some pins. So you're gonna pin them together. Both sides, you're gonna pin it. So, and then where we're gonna sew on the sewing machine is this. Okay, instead of cutting first, we're actually gonna sew on the line. So we're gonna go ahead and sew here. From the edge here of your fabric, you're gonna sew in this way. You get to that marking that you did, the 8.5 inches, you're gonna go down. Then you're gonna go across in the bottom here, go up, and sew across here. So you're gonna do that to both sides. So I went ahead and sew here on the line like I told you. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna cut this part here, the middle here, out. Like that, in both pieces. I already did ahead. I already went ahead and did that. So now what you're gonna do, you're gonna trim a little bit into the corner here, so you have a better fold. When you turn it to the right side, it will look a little bit better. So you're gonna trim a little bit right to the seam in all 4 sides. And here, these corners, you're gonna trim a little bit here, and that there, this here, and this here. After you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and turn this to the right side. So you're gonna end up with a piece like this. Okay? Okay, you're gonna take this to the iron. This is my both ends. You're gonna press this really well. Okay, press it really well. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna fold this just for this to meet here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and fold this just so this can meet here, and we're gonna do a seam across here. So but first press it, and we're gonna do that to all 4 sides. When top stitching this, you're gonna top stitch here, go across here, and go across there, all the way across. Okay, then what you're gonna do after that part is done, what I want you to do, I want you to do a seam securing from one end to the other, securing these 2 layers together. You're gonna go ahead and do one on that side and one on that side. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you the next step. So I went ahead and sewed all the pieces here down. Now we're ready to add our straps. So I have here a bobbin, and I sew my straps, and what I did is I fold the strap the first 6 inches I left about 1 inch off, like that, open, and then from there in I folded in half. I folded in half like that, and sew about 6 inches in like that to be narrow so it would fit better in here. Okay, and the reason that I left this open is because I want this to be flat here so it doesn't add a lot of bulk when I put this through. So my strap will come in like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this bobbin in here, and I'm gonna slide my strap all the way to the end here. So I'm gonna bring it out over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and open that a little bit just to eliminate the bulk. But if you want to sew it all the way, it's fine too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a pin here in place so I don't lose it. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and same thing to this side. So we're gonna go ahead and secure it here, secure them here, here, and here. So I secure my straps. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring these two together here like this. I'm gonna find my middle and find the middle here. On this case here, I have the fold in my fabric, so that's right in the middle as you see here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring my fabric here right to the middle there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a pin here right at the edge of that fabric there, and like that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this side the same thing. I'm gonna move this down a little bit and bring that one also to the middle. Again, put a pin right there, and I'm gonna put the pins facing out so they will be easier to move after. Same to this side. All right, as if you see, we have a little piece here that's out where the straps are. So after you've done that, let me see if I make this a little easier. You're gonna bring this part here. This is now is the middle here, so we're gonna clip a little corner here and all 4 sides. So we're gonna go ahead and bring that little clip, gonna fold it like that, to where our pin is. So that little clip to exactly where our pin here is here from this side here. So we're gonna go ahead and add a pin there again, keeping it sticking out just like that. Same to this side, that clip all the way into that pin and put a pin there. So now you have this like this. Then you're gonna do the same thing now to this side here. Again, clip here, 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 and here. We're gonna go ahead and bring that clip in again to where our pin is, just like that, and fold, so to create that pleat. At this point, we can go ahead and put a clip, this middle one here, again, right into the pin, and form another pleat. and do the same on this side. So arrange your pleats, and if you want you can do a good press. Then you're gonna repeat that step to this side here. Before you sew these down, bring it together and make sure they're the same size. Okay, if they're the same size, you can go ahead and sew a seam across here, a seam across here. Here in the middle, you're gonna backstitch a couple times to secure this area, and then we're ready to put our binding on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and show you the next step. Okay, I secure my ends. I can remove these pins now. Don't need them there anymore. Okay, we're ready to just finish it. If you have anything here that's uneven, you can go ahead and trim it. Okay, now we're ready to put our binding. So we're gonna get that strip that's to close our bag, and we're gonna center here to the middle of the bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually add a pin here. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get my 8-inch strip by 2 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and put it here in this end. Fold it in. And I think this is still a little too long. Don't need that much fold in, so just a little bit less. And fold it in. Even this side don't need that much. Same to this side. So we're gonna go ahead and do a seam here right across in both sides. After your sides are sewed, you're gonna pull it like this, right? You go like that, and this is already folded on the side, so you're gonna go ahead and fold and fold and do a seam across here. If your machine struggles with layers, change your needle to a size 16 and make sure you use a good polyester thread. All right, so now you're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and sew these two pieces. So I sew my binding and the bag is pretty much done. So just check, see if you don't have any wanted threads, and it's done. So we're ready to, so when you're gonna close it, touch it like that and fold and fold, and then your strap is gonna come around and you're gonna decide where do you want your snap and attach it where you want it. If you don't know how to do that, you can, I did put a video up last week how to install snaps. You can definitely do that and see how to put a snap. I'm going to show you how to do the one with just one fabric. A couple of the steps is going to be the same, so I'm just going to show you the steps that's different. So I have here my fabric. And the fabric that I have here is a batik, and I only need one piece, so 1 yard of batik. So I cut it 25 inches by 36. I didn't do 38 anymore, I only did 36. And for the bag, and then for the straps, it's exactly the same sizes that we did here, was 32 by 4.5, and we did the same process, folding. So we're gonna need 2 of those. For the part that closes, exactly the same piece. It's 4.5 by I believe was 20 inches. And we need to attach the little pieces to go here for the straps to go in. So we're gonna need 4 pieces, and this here is 4 inches by 4 inches by 9, and you're gonna need 4 pieces of this. Okay, go ahead and sew all your straps. You're gonna prepare the straps more or less the same, except that we're not gonna have the need to fold anything. We're just gonna use it all open like that. For the main of the body, where we're gonna go ahead, the 25-inch wide here, you're gonna go ahead and sew and fold about 1/2 inch in and another 1/2 inch, and do a seam in both ends. All right, so 1/2 and 1/2 and sew across. I'll do that and show you what it looks like. After you sew the 2 edges, sew that and sew to the other side, you're gonna get your 4 pieces. That was 9 by 4, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim, we're gonna finish one of the edges. You're gonna fold and do a seam, and I did on mine already. Okay, so then when you have all 4 done, you're gonna attach these to each end here to create the case for your strap. So you're gonna get this piece here. You're gonna go ahead, the part that's folded in, see where this is where my seam is. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and with this edge here to this side, you're gonna go ahead and even this out here like that. But what I want you to do, I want you to sew on this side and follow the seam line that you already have that. So you're gonna try to sew right on top of that line already. So I'm just gonna put a couple pins and show you. So you're gonna go ahead and sew on top of that. After that's done, so you're gonna end up with something like this. Okay, you're gonna fold your seam allowance to this side like this. You're gonna fold about 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch down here on this side. See, you're gonna fold that 1/2 inch, and we're gonna bring it down on top of this seam allowance that we just did, and sew a seam across. Okay, make sure you backstitch here really well, because this is where the straps are gonna come out, and you want this not to come out, so you want to make sure you really secure this well. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and sew that down. You're gonna do that to all your sides. Do this side, and the same thing, fold to this side, fold that, there, and sew. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this side here, the other side, to have all my 4 sides, and I'll show you how to add the straps. So I sew all my 4 pieces on and secure them really well here. Now I'm just gonna put the straps in like we did on this bag, and you're gonna follow the same process, find the middle and do all your folds exactly the same as we did that. The binding, everything is done the same as we did on this one. The only difference was this part here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish, and I'll show you when it's done. So here we are, we have our 2 options. I'm finishing this one up, so I can go ahead and, again, this one is less expensive. Still have some threads here to count. It's definitely less expensive to make, and and a little bit less bulkier. The one that has two fabrics will be bulkier than the other one. It doesn't really matter what size you fold. But they both will work. Add the snaps, and there you are. And ready to use it. Just fill them with your favorite stuff. So all these fabrics, we'll put a link in the bottom. You can also check our website for new fabrics that arrive every week. We do ship in Canada and United States. I hope you guys like this project, and we'll see you next time for another video. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos. Thank you so much. Have a great day.